Hi, all. It's Jan of the Jan Files. Thank you for watching me on my YouTube channel. I hope you will subscribe. If you haven't, please do. Please also ask others to do the same. I'm going to talk about a couple things. This is going to be a short one. The first thing I want to talk about is a bill that passed the House. It has not gotten to the Senate yet. It passed last week with the help of 8 Democrats. What was that bill? Well, that bill was Stopping Indoctrination and Protecting Kids Act. Passed 217 to 198. 8 of that 217 were Democrats. Their names were Laura Gillen, Henry Cuellar, Don Davis, Cleo Fields, Vincent Gonzalez, Marcy Kaptur, whatever, Marie Gluscarni something, and Vindman. Eugene Vindman out of Virginia. So we've got Virginia, Washington State, Ohio, New York, which is I will talk about, and 2 from Texas and 1 from Louisiana. So you know what? The woman from New York was Laura Gillen, and I worked for her. And I don't mean directly. I don't mean I got paid. Maybe I should just say I volunteered. I sent out hundreds of postcards. Because she lives in Long Island. Even though I'm not in a district, I was just trying to do whatever I could in 2024 to get Democrats elected. So they repay us all by voting for this bill. What does this bill do? It requires parental consent for the use of pronouns in schools, gender markers on names, which I didn't look it up. I don't know what Mr., Ms., Mrs., I don't know what the gender marker is on your name, but whatever. Parental permission if they don't want to go to like the girls' locker room and want to go to the boy, et cetera, bathroom, whatever. This bill is extraordinarily harmful to kids. There is nothing positive about this bill. And the reality is that if kids haven't told their parents, there's a reason why. And no one outside of that child has any understanding of what that is. It could be that they get kicked out of the house. It could be that they would be made to dress a way they don't want to dress, or be somebody who they don't want to be. Or maybe they're even so far down the line and they live in Texas and something and they want to go through conversion therapy. I mean, this is what this kind of bill does. It harms kids. It does nothing good. It does nothing positive. It certainly shouldn't be anything that any goddamn Democrat votes for. And as far as I'm concerned, with these 8 motherfuckers, they should be primaried, and if they're not being primaried, we do have to vote for Democrats. So I'm not telling you not to vote for a Democrat. I am telling you to call them the fuck out, make them afraid, and make sure they know that you're not going to vote the next time for them unless they change this. Because this is horrendous. How can they care so little about children? And what's happening to trans kids being murdered, committing suicide, being bullied in Kansas, trans adults can't even drive. I mean, this is horrendous, and that any Democrat participates in, we ought to be hanging them all out to dry. Now, and be always aware, I am very strategic. And so when I say that, I am not saying that if they aren't primaried at this point, it is what it is, right? You got to vote for them. You got to get out the vote. You got to do what you want, but you should do so with knowledge. You should also do it letting them know that you are going to do this now, but don't count on me again. We're supposed to stand for something. In my mind, being a Democrat is important to me. Now, and by that I mean I believe, and I've said this before, I believe that I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care who you love. I don't care. As long as you are a loving human being that contributes to the world, right? In your own way. That could mean a lot of different things. But it certainly never means that you have no relationship to your word. It means that you stand up for the truth, for honesty, for integrity. That to me is the kind of person I want to vote for. Now, we can maybe have disagreements on certain things. I get that. But there are other things, absolutely, absolutely not, especially when it comes to kids. Because we are making determinations for them that are unhealthy. They're awful with awful consequences. So I'm going to read those fuckers' names again. Where are they? They're Laura Gillen, Henry Coulard, Don Davis, Cleo Fields, Vincent Gonzalez, Marcy Capter, Marie Glisson, Carney something, and Vindman, Eugene Vindman. That was a really big mistake, Mr. Vindman, from my point of view. And so that's the first thing I'm going to comment on. I called Gillen's office. I let them have it. They hung up on me. C'est la vie. I'm going to call these others hopefully tomorrow. I encourage you to do the same. This is really important, folks, because the consequences of this is horrible. So anyway, I'm gonna move on because I could probably just talk about this for 20 minutes, as you know. And then I'm just going to talk about the incompetence that is the hallmark of this administration and this GOP party. And it all of a sudden seems like, I don't know, maybe they're starting to recognize that their colleagues are incompetent, or that their people in the cabinet are completely fucking competent. Like Tom Tillis calling out Hegseth, saying that Kristi Noem, said, Kristi Noem, I'm making this up now, 5-star general compared to Hegseth, okay? He said something along those lines, some kind of analogy. What, you couldn't figure that the fuck out? Before, he was a Fox News host. He's a drunk. I mean, he's got no experience. And now, Tillis, you're acting like, oh, I found God? Or Cassidy? No, Massey had more balls than either one of those assholes. But, he voted with Trump 90% of the time. So whenever we talk about some of these people who have stood up to Trump, remember their voting record, okay? Including Liz Cheney. I don't know why I said that, but just coming out of the word. So their incompetence is what they all share. Every single member, from Trump down to the lowliest person in his cabinet, incompetent. Because nobody with competence would be there. They were in the first term, not this time. Because they know there's no room for truth, for integrity, for honesty, or for doing the right thing and following the law. So I really have I'm like, okay, Cassidy, now what? You're going to vote for a war powers resolution. What? You found your balls? What? Who cares? Right? You're going to have to live with that. And that's what I also want to make sure we do. I want to make sure they live with us. And I'm not talking about, what am I talking about? I'm talking about we need to make sure that anybody that has done anything remotely wrong and testifying before Congress in terms of lying, in terms of cabinet members, they all need to be held accountable. Every single one of them should be, if there's a reason, if there's evidence to prosecute them for lying, they should be prosecuted. We should be shouting that from the hilltops. Not this, I don't know what the fuck Hakeem Jeffries said the other day. We're not looking at impeachment. Go fuck yourself, Jeffries. Yes, we are, and we should be. And if we can carry it off, hallelujah. But this entire shit show of all of these primarily white men, and yes, I say that with all due deliberateness, old white men, trying to find something maybe to hang on to when they go into the dumper because they didn't win, screw them. Don't give them any door. Don't open a door from them. There's no door to open. And the same thing with the MAGA, who all of a sudden, oh, I was wrong. Fuck you, you were wrong. You just didn't care about anybody but yourself. That's all you care. You knew this was going to be bad for a lot of other people, including women, and you all didn't fucking care. So stay home. Don't vote. Stay home. If you're not going to vote for a Democrat, stay home. I got no use for you. I've got no patience. Good. You decided you were wrong? Well, about time. Fine. Glad you admitted you were wrong. Now tell all the people that have died as a result of your fucking vote that you were wrong. All the immigrants, the 13 service members that died, and I am sure more than 13 have died, and it's just horrible that we don't know the facts. We don't know the facts of the damage. We don't know the facts of what's happened to our troops. And it's horrendous. So everybody needs to be held accountable. I hold myself accountable. You should hold yourself accountable. And when we say we want to make a difference, that has to mean some kind of action, folks. So that there's also a level of accountability. So that's my short rant for the evening. Really follow up with those 8 Democrats and hang in there, stay safe. We're counting the days. Take care.